What happens if you pour garlic water into your apple tree? It sounds bizarre, almost like an old wives' tale, but it triggers a powerful biological response deep within the roots and the bark. Stick around, because what this pungent kitchen staple does to your fruit trees might just save your harvest this season or completely ruin it if you get it wrong. If you love uncovering the hidden secrets of natural gardening, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We share practical, no-nonsense growing tips every single week to help your garden thrive, and you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's break down exactly what is inside garlic water, because to understand why it works, we have to look at the chemistry of the garlic clove itself. When you crush or chop garlic and soak it in water, you aren't just making a smelly tea. You are extracting a highly potent biochemical cocktail. The absolute star of the show here is a sulfur-containing compound called allicin. Interestingly, allicin doesn't actually exist in a whole, unbroken garlic clove. It is only created when two separate components, a compound called allicin and an enzyme called alliinase, mix together. This happens the exact moment you crush the clove. Allicin is essentially the garlic plant's natural immune system, acting as a fierce defense mechanism against soil-borne pathogens, fungi, and pests. When extracted into water, allicin and other related sulfur compounds become highly mobile, allowing them to travel through the soil and interact with the root zone of your apple tree. But garlic water is much more than just allicin. It is also incredibly rich in bioavailable trace minerals. Garlic is known as a heavy accumulator of selenium, manganese, iron, and calcium. When you make a water extraction, these water-soluble minerals leach out into the liquid. Manganese, for instance, is a vital catalyst for photosynthesis and enzyme activation. Selenium acts as a powerful antioxidant, helping plant cells manage environmental stress. Furthermore, garlic water contains a variety of amino acids and natural plant enzymes. These act as mild biostimulants. When introduced to the soil ecosystem, they provide easily digestible building blocks for beneficial microbes, provided the dose is correct. It also contains flavonoids like quercetin, which are renowned for their antioxidant properties. These compounds help neutralize free radicals that build up in plant tissues during times of heat or drought stress. Finally, we have to talk about the sulfur content. Garlic is practically a sulfur sponge. Sulfur is a secondary macronutrient that is absolutely critical for the synthesis of proteins and chlorophyll. By pouring garlic water into the soil, you are delivering a liquid shot of organic sulfur, alongside a broad spectrum of micronutrients, directly to the root zone. It is a botanical medicine, a mild biostimulant, and a mineral supplement all rolled into one pungent package. Another often overlooked aspect of garlic water is its natural pH level. When you extract the juices of garlic into water, the resulting liquid tends to be slightly acidic. This mild acidity is actually highly beneficial for many garden soils, which tend to become alkaline over time due to the use of synthetic fertilizers and hard tap water. By introducing this slightly acidic liquid into the root zone, you help to gently lower the soil pH, which in turn unlocks bound-up nutrients like iron and phosphorus, making them available to the plant. Furthermore, the osmotic properties of the raw garlic extract mean that it is highly concentrated. If you were to water a plant with it directly, the sheer concentration of dissolved solids would pull water out of the plant's roots through osmosis, effectively dehydrating the tree from the inside out. This is why understanding the liquid's chemical density is just as important as knowing what minerals it contains. Now, let's talk about your apple tree and what it actually needs to thrive, produce crisp fruit, and survive the harsh realities of an orchard environment. Apple trees are remarkably resilient, but they are also heavy feeders with very specific nutritional demands, especially when they are pushing out new spring growth and developing fruit. While everyone focuses on the big three macronutrients, nitrogen for leafy growth, phosphorus for root development, and potassium for fruit sweetness and water regulation, apple trees desperately require a robust foundation of secondary nutrients and micronutrients to truly excel. This is where the composition of garlic water perfectly aligns with the hidden needs of the apple tree. Apple trees are highly susceptible to a variety of fungal diseases like apple scab, powdery mildew, and cedar apple rust. To fight these off, the tree needs a strong cellular structure and a highly active internal immune system. This is exactly where the sulfur compounds in garlic water come into play. Sulfur is an essential building block for the amino acids that form plant defense proteins. When an apple tree absorbs the sulfur-rich compounds from the garlic water, it essentially upgrades its own internal armor, making it much harder for fungal spores to penetrate the leaves and fruit. Furthermore, apple trees have a critical need for calcium and manganese. Calcium is the glue that holds plant cell walls together. A deficiency leads to dreaded storage issues like bitter pit in the apples. Manganese is the engine driver of photosynthesis. The trace minerals leached from the garlic cloves provide a gentle, steady supply of these exact elements. But perhaps the most important connection between garlic water and apple trees is root health. Apple trees rely on a vast, intricate network of fine feeder roots to pull water and nutrients from the soil. If the soil is plagued by bad bacteria, nematodes, or root rot fungi, those feeder roots die off, and the tree starves, no matter how much fertilizer you dump on the surface. The antimicrobial properties of garlic water act as a soil cleanser. By suppressing the bad actors in the soil microbiome, the garlic water clears the path for the apple tree's roots to breathe, expand, and efficiently uptake the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium they need. You aren't just feeding the tree, you are optimizing the soil environment so the tree can feed itself. Let's not forget the role of potassium and boron in the life of an apple tree. Potassium is the master regulator. It controls the opening and closing of the stomata, the tiny pores on the leaves, allowing the tree to manage its water use during dry spells. While garlic water isn't a primary source of potassium, the healthier root system it promotes ensures the tree can access the potassium already present in the soil much more effectively. Boron, on the other hand, is a micronutrient that is absolutely critical for apple trees specifically. A lack of boron leads to misshapen, corky fruit and poor flower retention. While garlic only contains trace amounts of boron, the overall biostimulant effect of the amino acids in the garlic water stimulates the root hairs to aggressively scavenge for boron particles in the surrounding soil matrix. The connection is clear. The garlic water doesn't just dump raw nutrients onto the roots, it acts as a biological key, unlocking the soil's natural pantry and supercharging the tree's own ability to feed itself. When used correctly, the benefits of applying garlic water to your apple tree are truly remarkable. As a soil drench, it acts as a powerful systemic deterrent against pests. Sap-sucking insects like aphids, spider mites, and even the dreaded apple tree borers absolutely despise the sulfur compounds that the tree absorbs and circulates through its sap. It also dramatically reduces the fungal load in the immediate root zone, protecting the tree from insidious soil-borne diseases like phytophthora. The tree simply becomes more vigorous, its leaves take on a deeper, healthier green, and it handles the stress of summer heat with much more resilience. However, I need to pause here and give you a very serious warning. This is where many enthusiastic gardeners make a fatal mistake that can seriously harm or even kill their prized fruit trees. Garlic water is potent. It is broad spectrum. That means it does not discriminate between the bad soil pathogens and the beneficial ones. If you mix your garlic water too strong, or if you pour it directly onto the trunk of the tree, you can easily burn the delicate, microscopic root hairs that the tree relies on for water uptake. Worse yet, if you over-apply garlic water, you risk temporarily sterilizing the soil. Apple trees rely heavily on symbiotic relationships with mycorrhizal fungi, beneficial fungi that attach to the roots and act as extensions of the root system, pulling in water and phosphorus from far away. If you flood the root zone with highly concentrated garlic water, you will kill off these essential fungal partners. The result? Your apple tree will suddenly show signs of severe drought stress and nutrient deficiency, even if the soil is moist and rich. Used incorrectly, this natural remedy becomes a natural poison. Respecting the dilution ratios and application frequencies is not just a suggestion, it is absolutely vital for the survival of your tree. So, how do we harness this power safely? Let's walk through the exact step-by-step process to prepare and apply garlic water to your apple tree without causing any damage. Step 1. The preparation. Take 5 to 6 cloves of fresh, preferably organic garlic. You must physically crush, chop, or press these cloves. Remember, the magical compound allicin is only created when the plant tissue is broken. Once crushed, let the garlic sit exposed to the air for about 10 to 15 minutes. This resting period is crucial because it gives the enzymes enough time to fully convert the allicin into allicin. Step 2. The extraction. Place your crushed garlic into a jar and pour exactly 1 liter of non-chlorinated water over it. Chlorine in tap water can neutralize some of the beneficial compounds and harm soil biology. So if you only have tap water, let it sit out in an open container for 24 hours to allow the chlorine to off-gas first. Cover the jar and let it steep at room temperature for a full 24 hours. Step 3. The strain. After a day, the water will be cloudy and incredibly pungent. Strain this liquid through a fine mesh sieve, a coffee filter, or a piece of cheesecloth. You want to remove all the solid garlic bits so they don't rot on the soil surface or attract unwanted scavengers. What you have left is your concentrated garlic extract. Step 4. The dilution. This is the most critical step. You must never apply this concentrate directly to the tree. You need to dilute it at a ratio of 1 part garlic concentrate to 10 parts fresh, clean water. If you made 1 liter of concentrate, you will mix it into 10 liters of water in your watering can. Step 5. The application. Take your diluted mixture to your apple tree. Do not pour it right up against the base of the trunk. The area right against the bark is prone to collar rot, and there are very few active feeder roots there. Instead, look at the canopy of the tree and imagine a ring on the ground directly beneath the outermost tips of the branches. This is called the drip line. This is where the vast majority of the tree's active water-seeking feeder roots are located. Slowly and evenly pour your diluted garlic water in a circle around this drip line. Step 6. The water in. Immediately after applying the garlic water, give the area a light watering with plain, fresh water. This helps wash the active compounds down into the root zone and prevents any potential concentration of salts or acids right at the soil surface. Before we move on, a quick note on safety and cleanup. Garlic water is incredibly sticky and the smell will linger on your tools, your hands, and your clothes. Make sure you thoroughly wash your watering can, your strainers, and your hands with soap and warm water immediately after use. If you leave garlic residue sitting in a plastic watering can, it will quickly begin to ferment and grow foul-smelling bacteria, which you definitely do not want to introduce to your garden later. Also, consider wearing gloves during the straining process, as the raw allicin can cause mild skin irritation or contact dermatitis for those with sensitive skin. Knowing how to make it is only half the battle. Knowing exactly when to use it is what separates the novices from the master growers. There are specific times when you should absolutely never apply garlic water to your apple tree. First, never apply it during the peak heat of summer. When temperatures are soaring above 30 degrees Celsius or 85 degrees Fahrenheit, the tree is already under immense environmental stress. Adding a potent biological stimulant and altering the soil chemistry during a heat wave can push the tree over the edge, causing leaf drop or root shock. Second, never apply it during the tree's full bloom. The strong, pungent odor of garlic can confuse and deter the bees and native pollinators that are desperately trying to pollinate your apple blossoms. If you deter the bees, you won't get any apples. Finally, avoid using it on very young, newly transplanted saplings. Their root systems are too fragile and sensitive to handle the antimicrobial shock. The ideal time to apply garlic water is in the early spring, just as the tree is waking up from winter dormancy but before the buds fully break and open. This early application acts like a vaccine, priming the tree's immune system right before the damp, fungal-prone weather of spring arrives. A second excellent window is in late autumn after the tree has dropped all its leaves and gone dormant. An autumn drench helps clean up overwintering fungal spores and bad bacteria in the soil, giving the tree a clean slate for the following year. Always apply the liquid in the early morning or the late evening. This prevents the sun from rapidly evaporating the water before it has a chance to percolate deeply into the root zone. As for frequency, less is definitely more. You should only reapply garlic water once every 3 to 4 weeks during the active growing season, and do not exceed 4 or 5 total applications in a single calendar year. This gives the beneficial soil microbes time to recover and repopulate between treatments. So, what does success look like, and when will you see it? When you pour garlic water into the soil around your apple tree, patience is key because the first changes are happening entirely out of sight. For the first 7 to 10 days, you won't see any visible changes above ground. But beneath the soil, the antimicrobial compounds are busy suppressing harmful nematodes and fungal spores. The fine feeder roots are breathing easier and beginning to expand into the newly cleaned soil environment. Around day 14 to 21, the first visible signs of improvement will appear. You will notice that the new leaves emerging at the tips of the branches are a noticeably deeper, richer, and more vibrant green. This isn't just a nitrogen boost, it's a sign that the root system is functioning more efficiently, pulling up vital trace minerals like manganese and magnesium without fighting off soil pathogens. The tree simply looks more awake and vigorous. By day 30 to 45, the real magic becomes apparent in the tree's pest resistance. If you usually struggle with aphids clustering on your tender new spring growth, you will find that they are largely absent. The systemic sulfur compounds circulating in the tree's sap make the foliage unpalatable to these sapsuckers, and ultimately, the grand result arrives at harvest time. Because the tree spent the entire season fighting off less fungal pressure and suffering less pest damage, the energy that would have been wasted on defense and repair is instead channeled directly into the fruit. You will be rewarded with crisper, cleaner apples, free from the ugly scab spots and premature drops that plague neglected orchards. Gardening is ultimately about observing nature and learning how to work alongside it rather than fighting against it. Pouring garlic water into your apple tree is a perfect example of using a simple, humble kitchen ingredient to solve complex biological problems in the orchard. It is practical, it is natural, and when treated with the respect it deserves, it is incredibly effective. If you found this deep dive into natural orchard care helpful, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our weekly practical growing guides. Drop a comment down below and tell me what fruit trees you are growing in your garden this year and what natural remedies you swear by. Until next time, keep your hands in the soil, trust your instincts, and happy growing.